Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today I, Bancroft, will join you all once again to bring you all another more or less themed deck. Like always, just buttons down below. Feel free to click them, they're there for a reason. But let's get into Sun Goten. Like I said, this is one I've been sitting on for a while. I just haven't had a chance to get to it yet until this past weekend. And this is the more themed variant in my opinion. It's still very fun to play, and it's still very, I feel like it's still pretty good overall. But the leader. When this card attacks, you draw one card. Awaken if your life is 4 or less, or you have a red Unison with specific cost of 3 in play. You may draw 2 cards, add cards from your life until you're down to 6 life, and flip this card over. So it's just a nice potentially turn 2 Awakener. And we'll get into that when we find the Unison. On the Awaken side, Soul maintains the draw 1 when you attack. Activate main once returned Spirit Boost 1. This card gets plus 10,000 power for the until the end of battle or the end of turn, whichever comes first. And if you remove a marker from a red Unison with a specific cost of 3 or more, using this skill, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 15,000 power or less and KO it. So it can snipe problem cards, which is pretty nice. Keep in mind, it does have to be a Unison with a specific cost of 3 or more. And then it has a secondary activate main. If your life is 3 or less, play up to one red Son Goku card with energy cost of 1 from your drop area. Then negate this skill for games, so it allows you to pretty much play the core engine of what this deck wanted to do when it first came out. And we'll go over those cards when we get to them as well. But first of all, speaking of the Unison, gotta play 4, in my opinion, for this particular build. You gotta play 4 of the Sun Gohan Kamehameha Miracle, which has the activate main for 2 red energy if your leader card is red Sun Goten card and your opponent has 2 or more energy. Play this card from your hand with 2 markers on it. That's what I said, potentially a turn 2 if you win second. This card does have a +1 draw 1 card, which is always good. And then the -2 is activate main. Choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, and they get minus 15,000 power for the turn. So if you were to combine that -2 with the activate main here, you could kill a 30k battle card as long as it didn't have barrier. And going over the Son Goku, auto, when this card is played from your hand, draw 1 card, always great. Activate main for 1 red energy and whatever, so pretty much 2 energy. If your leader card is red Son Goten, and you and you choose this card in one of your Unison cards, switch them to rest mode, draw 1 card. If you have a red Unison with a specific cost of 3 or more in play, you may have one of your leader cards get plus 15,000 power and triple strike until the end of battle. Or turn, whichever comes first. The problem with this, which is really great, giving your leader triple strike, it's an activate main, not a battle. So a lot of times you do that, you gotta choose your timing wisely on that, because if your opponent has open energy, they can just negate it. So you just gotta kind of work around that. Like, you gotta be able to do this ability when you know you're ready to finish the game. And that's kind of the miracle package. So going to the rest of the deck, play 4 Goten because they are the searchers for red Saiyans with energy cost of 3 or less, or a red Unison with specific energy cost of 1. Sorry, specific energy cost of 3 from your deck. It's just top 5. And going to the side engine, which we play Speed Rush Gohan, which is a counterattack. Negate the attack, play this card in rest mode. Permanent during your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1, so makes it a 2 cost negate. Auto, when this card is played, you choose 1 or 2 effects. Either draw 1 card or choose it to one of your red Unisons and add a marker to it, so it kind of helps keep your Unison alive if your opponent's trying to kill it. The evolved target for this card is the opposing the demon, which has deflect, dual attack, blocker. EX evolve for 2 energy. If you have 3 or more energy, red Son Gohan Adolescence with an energy cost of 3, which covers it by the negate. And then this card has an activate main. Choose one of your leader cards or Unison cards, switch it to rest mode, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, and they get minus 15,000 power for the turn. Potentially it could be a good board wipe or a just a good control. Like I said, you mixing this ability with either the your Unison, or even the leader's ability here to just kill problem cards. And to help get this card out, if I'm not exceeding the gate, play 3 Videl opposing the demon. When this card is played, look up top 7 cards of your deck, add up to one red Sun Goten or Trunks Youth with an energy cost of 2 or less among them to your hand. Activate main for 3 energy, choose up to 1 red Sun Gohan Adolescence without barrier, with an energy cost of 4, and play it. So it could just straight up play this one for 3 energy in case you can't find it in the gate, which is pretty nice. And since she searches the... I thought I talked about it. Yeah, I did. It's right there. She'll search the Searcher Goten as well, but not only that card, but I play 2 of the 2-drop Goten. When this card attacks, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 10,000 power for the turn. It's just another board control card. 2 Trunks, Journey Begins. It's when this card attacks, you take a life, give this card plus 10,000 power and double strike. It could potentially be a Unison killer, or just a nice little pressure to your opponent's leader. 2 quick assist Krillins. It's just a combo this card, then play in rest mode. It's a blocker 10k. Typically you play it during your opponent's turn when on their last attack. Three Videl, Encountering the Danger. It's a counterplay card. Activate. You can't activate counterplay skills of other cards for the turn. When you play this card, permanent, if you have a red Unison with a specific cost of 3 or more in play, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying the energy cost, which is always great playing free counterplays. Auto Spirit Boost 1, if your leader card is red or a heroine card, when this card is played, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, and they get minus 20,000 power for a turn. Like I said, you play that for free. So for tech options, 2 rats on guards. It's a 1-drop blocker, and then you switch this card to rest mode, as it's an auto switch card to rest mode. When your opponent uses a skill to play a battle card of energy cost greater than their current energy, you may choose that battle card and have it get negged by 15. So yeah, 1-drop blocker, or if they play a card with a skill, you just tap it and neg it by 15. Could kill it, could not. It's just, like I said, it has the versatility being either a defensive card or just a card to snipe a card so your opponent can't attack with it. Now I will say with this as well, this could be the 2-drop, I think 2-drop skillless Trunks Youth, because I also played 2 of the Goku Divine Presence, which is a deflect dual attack. This card can't be removed from your battle area by your during your turn. Auto, to activate battle is what's important here. For 2 energy, if you have 3 or more energy and you have 2 or more red battle cards in your combo area, play this card from your hand and choose up to 1 of your mono red cards. It gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. But not only that, but the auto, when this card attacks, add up to 1 red skills battle card from your deck to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. This card gets plus 5,000 power for a turn. So if this, like I said, if you were to go the skill Trunks routes, it just allows you to add more cards to your hand. Maybe not play, but just have that extra combo pressure there, which, like I said, this serves that purpose of a combo pressure, but this is not searchable. So super combos, rats, because it's red, why not? And because I like adding pressure, double strike cards are always good. So the next couple cards, the rest of the cards be kind of more of like a defensive-ish. So 1 Vegeta exploiting weakness, potentially a board wipe. 1 Kaioken Goku, it can either neg the whole board, not neg, but KOs 20,000 or less battle cards, or it can just snipe a card with barrier for 2 energy. 1 Crown Retribution, just to look at your opponent's hand before you go for your end game. Since you play Unisons with 3 or more markers typically. 1 Wolfang Fist, just a free counterattack, which would neg a card by a battle card or a leader card by 15k. 1 Vegeta's Imposing Presence, because we do play a red Saiyan leader. This next package, this is my standard package for red right now. Obviously, when you do best of 3, that can vary. So, 2 testing opposition, 2 topos, and 2 violent rays. Like I said, depending on your locals, you can adjust these numbers all you want. I just feel comfortable with our locals. This is what I play. And if you do best of 3, obviously these ratios will be adjusted as you all. I always play 1 additional topo, 1 additional testing opposition in my sideboard, so that way I can just kind of switch out what I need and what I don't need. If your opponent likes to counterplay for free cards, we do play 1 hidden inhibition. It's always good. We never use the active main because I don't have any Vegeta lineage cards in my deck. But if you're not familiar with the counter, if your leader cards, if your leader and all your energy are mono red, when your opponent has 3 or more energy, negate the counter skill of an extra card with original energy cost of 1 that was activated without paying the energy cost. So, dormant, after image, stuff like that, dimension magic, something that people can just take a life for and whatnot, or just play for free via Unison. And last but not least, in my honest opinion, this is probably the best secret rare for this deck, just because a lot of it has the Spirit Boost ability. The leader goes off if it has 3 or more Pacific cost. This is a 4 Pacific cost Unison. So it just kind of felt right going with the Gohanks. Ultimate dual attack blocker. When you play this card, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, including Barrier. They get minus 25,000 power for turn. Plus 1 auto when your opponent attacks with a battle card. You may choose it, and it gets minus 25,000 power for turn. And the minus 4, activate main. This card gets plus 15,000 power and triple strike for the turn. And at the end of the turn, switch this card to active mode, so it's just a 40k triple strike beater. And if you can't finish the game, you suffer blocker during your opponent's turn. But yeah, that is my kind of theme-ish based deck for Goten. Hope you all enjoyed. Keep in mind, just buttons down below and on the screen. And read your cards, know your plays, and fluff out.